Hi guys, welcome back to the garden. I'm so excited to show you all the things that we've been doing to get the garden ready for the warm weather crops. So the biggest changes are we put in this bed around the blackberries to kind of keep it safe when we're mowing, so we don't mow the blackberries over until they're more established that we can see them, and to keep the grass from hindering their growth. So we put down the cardboard, about an inch or two of topsoil, and then another inch or so, in some areas it's a little bit thicker, of compost. So that'll feed it, but then it also gives me a good base so that I can plant a lot of these perennials and herbs in between them so that they have a happy place to live. I planted the rhubarb right here. The deeper roots in the rhubarb will really help break up the soil for the apple tree there. In this blackberry bed, I added a few more blackberries that I had cuttings for that I brought from Utah. And so I think we're up to about 10 blackberries in this row. So I think it'll look really nice with flowers, annuals, and a couple perennials that'll tolerate shade, because it is quite shady in this spot except for in the afternoon. And then we extended the bed along this fence to here. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to close it off here or keep that open, but I needed to save what I have left of the topsoil and compost for the beds in the cottage garden. You can see our beans and sunflowers are coming up all along the fence line. I think it'll look really neat. Then some of the cuttings were labeled as upright, and so they're not going to need trellising, so I put one on either side of this apple tree. We'll see if they take. The beans in the center of the beds are coming up really nicely, so we need to get those trellised. And then I planted, I think this one's a red, no it's not, a golden russet bosque pear. And then we are continuing to have a vole problem, so we do need to get something to deal with these critters. Because this is a really shady area, I started planting raspberries in here. But I think I need to finish out the bed and put currants here too, because currants really don't like the hot sun, and this would keep them out of that hot summer sun. But it is shaping up so nicely. And we took out, there was a cedar tree that used to be there, and we had to take that out to finish out the garden bed. It also had the apple rust spores on it. And over here, I planted an Anjou pear, and then I think I'm going to put this Bartlett pear right here and start an herb and rose garden in the center. I was going to try to leave it for a kid's play spot, but that's probably going to have to go over on the gravel, because then I can see them there anywhere in the garden, and it's out of the middle of everything. We got the cattle panels for the cattle panel trellises. I was thinking I'd put the black lace elderberries and the quickfire hydrangea here along this, but then I would lose this view, and I don't think I want to lose that view. Not just the view looking out, but when you're in the house, you can look out the windows and see right into the garden. And I really kind of like that. So I don't think I am going to build this up. I think if I put anything here, it's going to stay under about 3 or 4 feet. Well, I mean, we will have the deer fence, but you can see through the deer fence. So I wanted to show you this. This rose was supposed to be a Just Joey, but these blossoms are only about the size of a quarter and they are coral red. So I really think it got mismarked. So we'll have to see, maybe it'll turn out different after this initial flush of blooms, because sometimes that happens with roses, that the color changes a little bit later in the season. But these sedums, they're getting so much bigger. The mulch has really helped this bed retain moisture. And then all the tomatoes are in, and then I put garlic around. I know it's late to plant it, but better late than never. Put the garlic in all around the edges. Today I'm going to put peppers all along here on either side of the tomatoes, because then I can still get to the tomatoes, but the peppers will get even more sun, and the peppers really like the sun. So then here we're going to have cucumbers and Kajari melons and red noodle beans and rattlesnake beans in all the trellises along here. And then today we got the hay so that we can cover these areas and put in 2 rows of sweet potatoes, and then the rest of them will have hills of squash and pumpkins with corn and sunflowers. I may put cowpeas in there too, but I don't know. Yeah, every one of these beds got garlic all the way around. And then we planted 18 grapes. So they're going to have trellises that run north to south. And they'll have walkways down the middle, so it'll look like a garden gate here. We'll have posts and then rails on either side for each row to climb. So we have white Marquis and Reliance and Canadice and Concord, and then 2 mystery ones that I didn't tag from Utah that are either Himrod or Canadice. And then Himrod and a Niagra. Oh, no, it is a Himrod and a Niagra. And then I think it's Einset was the other one. But we'll have quite a few grapes. I'm so excited to see this with the trellises in. We need to top dress and get a little bit more hay or straw on top of the potatoes and get the asparagus planted. But it's all coming together. But I have one day to do it all. We'll see if we can do this marathon. It's really coming together, but I have one day to do this marathon, so we'll see how much I can get done. I'm so glad that you joined me today. Have a beautiful day.